Hi everyone, this is Kate Warnock, GuideWell Social Media Manager, coming to you live from MediFuture in the GuideWell Insights Lounge. We are ending our day with one of the most eminent people here at MediFuture, Miss Esther Dyson. We're so excited to have you. Welcome to the GuideWell Insights Lounge.
Delighted to be here.
We're happy to have you. So Esther is the founder of HICCup, among a number of things. And I wanted to start right away with your background. Esther, you have a long and distinguished career of identifying talent and knowing what to nurture. Is that an innate sense that you have within yourself, or what is it that you know when you see talent? How do you know what's worth nurturing and what's worth just walking on?
So my parents are both scientists, and what I love is unanswered questions and people who are answering those questions. So what I look for is people who are doing something not just new, it's easy to do stuff that's new, but who are addressing interesting questions and who seem to have some sense of how to find the answers. It's not that they have the answers already, but they're looking in the right direction.
Terrific. Well, one of those things that I think you're very closely aligned to in this passion project right now is the way to Wellville. Can you explain to me your tech background? How does that translate to you guiding the Wellville 5 on this new health journey?
Well, my tech background gives me an appreciation for efficiency, for flows, for things fitting together, for and honestly, the state of health and of healthcare drives me crazy because it's inefficient.
Right.
The incentives are misaligned. People are doing stupid things now that they're going to pay for later.
Right.
It's like
the puzzle pieces are not fitting together.
What I like to say is, don't rent your health, invest in it. Because if you rent your health, you're going to be paying more and more over the years.
Right.
Whereas if you invest in your health, you've got it to keep.
Right.
And the mortgage runs out, so to speak, and you die. But if you invest
but it's a
in
good
your
house,
health,
right?
Yeah, you have a place to live until almost the end, and that's the key thing to think about.
Okay, so with the successes that you'll no doubt find through the way to Wellville, how is it that you're going to scale those solutions so that more than just these 5 cities can begin to participate in the discoveries that you've made with the Wellville 5?
Okay, so like any science project, what we're doing is really a gift to anybody. They can copy it. So we want to show how it works when it works. So we're not trying to find average communities and nice lady from New York comes and tells these people how to live.
Right.
We're trying to find places that have already figured out what they need to do to get healthier. They already have programs and they have some goals, but just like a startup that needs an accelerator to help them find funding and maybe attract new people and get some technical advice. So we looked for 5 communities that were on their way to Wellville but needed help. And then our goal is to collect data, to make this visible, so it's kind of open source. And then what we're doing in small communities of under 100,000, where the data is both easier to collect and also easier to influence. It's just they're smaller places.
Sure.
You could do this in a larger place, but it probably would be really hard. Lots of resources to expend, lots of political back and forth.
Right.
So we're doing it in places small enough for when the community does something, it's collective action. If the community does something in a large place, it's government interference.
Right.
So we want to show what it looks like when it works. And then if somebody wants to come in and be a government and interfere, that's great. Because probably some of that's going to have to happen. But we want to show it working on a small scale to inspire people.
Truly grassroots. And I think grassroots is so motivating, and people see that as very genuine because they can participate in the outcome. So I think that's a wonderful model to have. Part of what we're hearing about at MediFuture so much are things like wearable tech and the importance of data and aggregation of data so that we can be healthier. But not every consumer is willing to adopt technology for their health. How is it that we can maybe influence more consumers to say, this is an acceptable thing to do, it's not scary, and you do get a big benefit from it?
Yeah. Well, you can do that by making the things easier to use, more reliable. The battery's out here. But not everybody needs to do that. If the people around them are exercising, if the other people are walking from MediFuture over to the Hilton, then it's easy for everyone to walk unless you have a sprained ankle. it's changing social norms as well as individual responsibility.
I think that's a great point. We kind of forget about that. That really, health is social at its core, and if you have friends that are doing healthy behaviors, it makes you want to model that as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we got unhealthy
right.
by doing what everyone else does, so
right.
we can
so
get healthy that way.
That's right. So with these grassroots programs, we'll have more and more people jumping onto that healthy side of behavior. So one more question for you. You've mentored probably dozens and dozens of people in your career. What's some unexpected advice that you like to give to a mentee?
Oh, well, it's the one I followed. Never take a job for which you're qualified.
Oh, I love it. That is unexpected.
Yeah. And it's, from the employer's point of view, maybe you have to spend a little more on training, but you get people who are willing to take risks. You get people who will grow, and it's, for a person, it's just like that's the way to learn, not doing what you already know how, but stretching yourself.
I love that. Well, with that, I think those are the perfect words to end on. Esther Dyson, thank you so much for visiting with us today in the GuideWell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock. We'll come back to you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.